Let's welcome our guest today, SABC Digital News producer, Mr. Tshepiso Moche. Tshepiso, good morning.
Good morning to you, Alicia.
Morning. And of course, on the main desk, we do have SABC foreign editor, Tshepiso Moche, political analyst, Professor Tshepiso Moche, and Professor Dirk Coetzee. Lady and gentlemen, a very good morning to all three of you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
Thank you. Morning. Sophie, you look absolutely amazing. I just had to say that. Tshepiso, let's take it away. Let's kick it off with the biggest hashtag of this week. Which one was it?
Cosatu.
Ah.
And now, Alicia, this comes after Cosatu announced that President Jacob Zuma will be barred from addressing Cosatu activities in the future. And we know that the reason for that is because on May the 1st, President Jacob Zuma was scheduled to address a Cosatu rally in Bloemfontein, but that didn't happen because he was booed, yes. And after Cosatu took that decision on Tuesday, they announced that President Jacob Zuma will now be barred. And these are some of the tweets from people saying the barring of him to address.
What's this picture about? You know we love you, my media monitor.
Now, Alicia, this one is a picture of Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa celebrating after the news that Cosatu has barred President Jacob Zuma from addressing its activities.
I see Kusema SA says live scenes of Ramaphosa's reactions when he heard hashtag Cosatu has banned President Zuma from all its events. Thank you so much for that. Let's look at more tweets if there are any. What is that about?
This one is from Shoni saying, hashtag Cosatu CEC has resolved that President Jacob Zuma shall no longer address the activities in whatever capacity.
Abasebenzi badikiwe kwanele. And there's a picture of the president above there in a shocked state. And Lady B says, hashtag Cosatu. This news has made my day. Well done, Team Cosatu. Finally, a sane decision amidst all the madness in this country. And some memes, I suppose, of all
yes.
a couple of workers there. Yeah. The Makarapas also laughing. Do you want to take that final tweet?
Yes, this one says, Cosatu has banned President Jacob Zuma from addressing all its gatherings.
Well, Professor Tshepiso Moche was also having a laugh here. Prof, what was your take on the developments?
Well, politically, this is consistent with what Cosatu had said.
Yeah.
I mean, we should not expect anything. If they had said something else, they'll be creating a problem. But most importantly, Cosatu is preparing itself on the post-Zuma reality. And so you can't be backing somebody who's on his way out. So that always happens, that people start thinking about the future. So that's the first thing that must be clear. But also, there are not many meetings. And I don't think there are any meetings that the president or the ANC is going to address before the president steps down. And that is the issue that was raised. But which meeting do you have in mind where he was going to appear? And they couldn't find one. So there's also a political understanding, but there's also an issue of political consistency.
Okay, Professor Coetzee, a quick one.
Well, I think I agree with Professor Sepe. There is a consistency. It started with the National Congress in November 2015 already, when they adopted a resolution in favor of the old way of, or the existing way of succession.
Yeah.
But I think over and above the fact that it is aimed at President Zuma, I think it is more aimed at the whole group supporting President Zuma. So by implication, indirectly, it might have an effect on Dr. Dlamini Zuma. And I think what is here an important point is that Cosatu says we are not willing to open up for your campaigning in our ranks. And I think that is possibly the most significant part of this decision.
All right. Sophie, do you want to take a quick one?
I think, yes, the decision has been taken, but it's not good for the ANC as the leader of the alliance and President Zuma is the leader of the alliance. Indeed, we are not expecting big gatherings for Cosatu, but on Monday, the Central Committee meeting, extended one, is starting, and one would expect the ANC president as the leader of the alliance to address the federation. But unfortunately, it looks like it won't be President Zuma this weekend or Monday. But also, the problem is Cosatu is expected to attend the ANC policy conference. Those who support President Jacob Zuma, will they allow Cosatu members to participate in the policy conference?
Interesting observation, Sophie. Let's leave it there at this stage. Tshepiso, let's move on to the next big hashtag of this week. What was the next big hashtag? What are we looking at here?
The next big hashtag was ESCOM. And this comes after Public Enterprise Minister Lynn Brown was appearing in Parliament, and he was asked questions about the reinstatement of CEO Brian Molefe. And these are some of the reactions from social media.
This was the tweet that was that was doing the round, this meme actually, making sense of ESCOM, the executive summary, Wimpy van der Merwe.
And this one is from Sengezo Zivi saying, so Lynn Brown is going to investigate herself?
No name required says at Sakina Komendo, now we know why Pravin did resign. He was haunting ESCOM board yesterday. Zuma Gupta's thought they are done with him. Let's take a quick final one there.
This one is a meme actually saying, but ESCOM SA, I didn't say a word about Brian Molefe today, but why am I without electricity? What's the punishment for?
Professor Kutia?
Yeah, I think the situation of Brian Molefe is becoming slightly out of hand at this stage, because it's all sorts of interpretations of what was his status while he was in Parliament, and now that he's back. We've seen now that the Cabinet is going to start with an investigation about ESCOM in general, which is in a sense exceptional, because it does give us some indication of, we must find out who exactly is taking now the decisions with respect to ESCOM. Is it still the President or is it the Minister? And given the fact that she has received such an hot reception in Parliament at the Portfolio Committee, the fact that she also indicated that she's not going to oppose the DA's application for the reinstatement of Brian Molefe, appears to be as if Brian Molefe might be on his way out ultimately.
We're going to talk further in detail on the story. Let's move on to the next big hashtag, Tshepiso, before we run out of time. And of course, we can't forget about this one. Happy Africa Day. Mom Sophie clearly representing us today, hey?
Indeed.
What are we looking at here?
The final hashtag for today is Africa Day. And we know that the African continent on Thursday was celebrating Africa Day. And although celebrations were taking place across the country, Alicia, an unfortunate incident happened when DA leader Mmusi Maimane was barred from entering Zambia. And that got many people angry, saying this must be condemned despite of our political affiliation.
What
and here are some of the
Twitter?
tweets.
Nobuko Singwenya says it's hashtag Africa Day, celebrating the potential Africa holds and is yet to realize. Thank you for that.
This one is a meme of
Mbuyiseni
Ndlozi
Ndlozi,
saying, why was my money going to Zambia? Can he discipline Zille first?
Let's look at the final tweets. More memes coming through. Amo's mom saying Musi was denied entry in hashtag Zambia on hashtag Africa Day. Professor Siepa?
Well, first of all, I think the celebration of Africa Day is very important.
Yeah.
We come from a history where we were taught as South Africans that the continent is there and we're there. And even when we talk about Africa as if we're disconnected. But what is also important is really a celebration of the strides we've made in terms of democratic governance. There are elections that are taking place. There's more peace today than there was in the past. So that celebration is very important. But also, as the former president was also saying, that it affords us with an opportunity to find our voice, and so that we don't outsource the responsibility of thinking, that we think for ourselves and we resolve our issues. And he went further to say we even theorize around the developments that are taking place in Africa. So opportunities, moments like this, create that opportunity for us to celebrate that. The Muslim man, I'm sure we're going to deal with it much later.
All right. Well, that's where we leave it with the digital segment. So thank you so much. That URL for our viewers once again?
Viewers at home can search for SABC Digital News on YouTube for any shows. Alternatively, they can visit www.sabc.co.za/news.
All right. And Media Monitor will be available at 10 o'clock when we're done.